The lyrics are very personal. A few of them are connected again in one theme, like on the first album with In Sickness Till Death Do Us Part. Again, a few lyrics have a main theme interconnected to that, but there are also lyrics who are just lyrics on their own, mainly very personal. Of course, the period that I was sick, my burnout, comes back in this, and it's a good thing it's a dark album.
Dit is de dingen, ja, precies. Ja.
Long held notes. No, I don't like long held notes. I never do that. Just kidding. Yes, of course. But changing from a very clear note to a very gritty, distorted note is absolutely something that you didn't hear me do on a record before, and definitely something I've been experimenting with. And I've always been singing as clean as possible. So nice operatic notes or poppy notes, no edge on it ever. And during live shows I started to experience it's possible to sing raw, and now I also have the knowledge and the technique about it to do that. So I definitely use that on the new album. Any guest vocals or collaborations on the new album? Yeah. But who? We're not telling yet.
Different elements, right. More electronic stuff to start with. It's a wide mixture of different synthesizer ingredients. It's gonna be very interesting. There's also gonna be a lot of guitar solos, well, a lot, more than the first album. And the vocals will be much more versatile, more growly, but also soft and, well, all the things.
There are gonna be songs as hard as Disdain on the new album. Or I think there's even harder stuff on the new album. And the general line of the new album will be harder than the first one.
Well, like I said before in this interview, anything that was raw I kind of avoided with my voice. But a raw edge became possible, and I soon started experimenting with grunting voices as well. I'm still trying, and it becomes better and better, and I want to make sure I'm not ruining my voice, but every time it comes out like it should, I'm surprised myself, and I definitely want to. Should be very recognizable for ReVamp, but of course not an exact copy of the first. The idea and the bass behind it, however, I would like to see how that would turn out in a new version with the new ingredients also from the lyrical themes behind it. There are some ideas, but I can't really share anything with you yet. I did contact the people who are going to make it, so that's exciting, and when I know more, I'll update you.
Yes!
Yeah, I do use headphones, but actually only during recording vocals. I tend to use these, which are the Beyer Dynamics DT770 Pro. I really like the sound of it. It's a closed closed headphone, so you don't have a lot of leakage. Especially for the vocalist who's singing, but also for me as in monitoring. The room gets very quiet, so that works great. I must say, during mixing or during any other processes, I use these monitors behind me. My main monitor setup is a ProAC series, ProAC 100. It's a passive speaker with a powered amp. That's my main monitoring system, and I like them so much that I don't use headphones that often as in mixing. Sometimes as a secondary opinion, or maybe to check some noises or check some strange sounds if you're doubting about something. But apart from that, just for recording.
To me, the album title is something that comes last. I first need to know exactly how the music sounds like and where all the lyrics are about. Of course, at first I have an idea, there's a certain concept we've worked with, but the real name, that one word or one sentence that is showing everything that's in it, is something that I find tricky always, and takes me long to find that word or that sentence. So I'm still in that process.
We started out writing in the rehearsal room with the whole band, and that went pretty well. However, it didn't go quite as fast as we wanted to, so we started writing a lot at home and just emailing the ideas to each other. And at a certain point, we involved Joost into our songwriting process. And yeah, since then we've been going to Joost's studio regularly to work out our songs. And yeah, we've been doing that with Floor, Joost, Ruben, and I. In the meanwhile, Ruben and me are just writing a lot of stuff. So that's been.
Songwriting process is kind of computer based. We don't write any notes down. We kind of create the songs from the ideas we have and immediately record them or program them into a computer-based system. Like you see also in the back, it's all in the box, which works very flexible, very fast. The only times when we use scores, like really sheet music, is if we need elements like string ensembles, orchestras, or choirs, because those are classically trained musicians which only read music, and that is kind of their way of learning the music and performing it, where we as more like the rock metal musicians always do it by ear, so we listen to what we play or we remember what we played and we reproduce it in a recording or a performance, of course, rehearsals. That's also why it's important to rehearse very well before going into the studio, because we really need to know our parts very detailed and also be able to change the parts when we're recording or when we're rehearsing, so we can get the best result.
What is so special about ReVamp, and what is so different for me than all the other singers? I think there are a lot of singers that are very good in one style, have a very genuine sound that's very recognizable for them. For me, the recognizable thing is that I can do a lot of different things. The versatility in my voice makes me unique. Next to the fact that I've been around for the last 12, 13 years and really stood in the beginning of this whole genre that now is really a normal thing, girls in metal, you see it everywhere. But in the days when I started with After Forever, there were only a few bands. And I think when you get to start and, make a name in the beginning days, that leaves a mark for the rest of your career. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy people are so loyal and still interested in what I do, still able to grow and to stay to keep evolving and make more versatile styles and put them in my new band ReVamp, which makes it different because of.
Yes, we are gonna tour. We would love to play all our songs, our new and our old songs, all over the world. And we try to get some cool support acts with us. And it would also be very nice to play at a lot of festivals. So, yeah.
We always try to combine different elements into our verses or choruses. And for example, we try to layer soft music with an electronic vibe to it, or a really hard part with a mysterious vibe to it, just to make that special and to make the song more interesting.
Operas, choirs, orchestras. I think there are a lot of metal bands, especially with female singers, that have these ingredients. That doesn't mean that I don't want to do it because of that, or that I do want to do it because of that. I mean, I think it's important to stick to your own recipe. And I like the bombastic and dramatic effects that these ingredients can bring. But to me, it's not a necessity to make the album heavy or sound genuinely like my music. So it needs to be in there because it gives an extra touch that is recognizable for our music, but it's also dramatic in a way that I really, really love. but especially combined with non-orchestral elements. The opera versus growls, the electronic sounds versus orchestral sounds. That to me makes a mixture I find interesting.
Yes, you can order the Time Machine on our web shop as soon as it's there. And when it's invented, you can travel back to now, and you can actually travel to March 2030.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you're going to enjoy our new album. Stay tuned. March, April 2013.